Hi, this is Garrett with Grading Reviews, and it is time for a review of the new Dua Lipa album, Radical Optimism. Pop superstar Dua Lipa is back with her third studio album. This project follows the highly influential Future Nostalgia, which I think most people will agree with me in calling that album a modern-day classic. Future Nostalgia has some of the best bops of the decade thus far, and it was a bright spot in a dark and depressing year. It was released 1 week after the start of the pandemic, and it was an album that we desperately needed to give us a dose of fun and optimism. This leads us to this new album, aptly titled Radical Optimism. Once again, Dua Lipa makes a slight stylistic switch up. Yes, everything she's made up to this point has been pop music, but while her debut was more influenced by R&B and Future Nostalgia was inspired by disco, Radical Optimism brings in elements of Europop and house. And we do get some bops out of this, primarily the two lead singles. Houdini has a fantastic groove with an excellent neon-drenched riff and the catchiest chorus on the entire album. Training Season has a sick bass line and some of Dua's most captivating vocals on the project. Those two tracks really capture the essence of Future Nostalgia in their sound and energy, which unfortunately results in Radical Optimism's biggest problem. See, the problem with catching lightning in a bottle is that it is near impossible for that to happen again, and a good majority of this album is Dua and her team trying to do exactly that. As a result, there's a certain charm and spontaneity that's missing here, and it sounds like they're just going through the motions. Not much here sounds all that ambitious, gripping, or fun. Admittedly, part of this shift is due to some of the more somber songwriting. Dua gets a bit more personal on the lyrical front, but it never really goes anywhere compelling in terms of storytelling, songwriting, or production. Occasionally, there are moments that I find to be quite pleasing to listen to, like the soaring Falling Forever and the beautiful closer Happy For You, but most of this album fades into the background very easily. I don't think Radical Optimism is bad. It has its enjoyable moments, and truthfully, the worst moments here aren't anywhere near as bad as those on Future Nostalgia. I know I spent a good chunk of this review gushing over that album, but face it, you know that album falls apart at the end. Even still, I think Radical Optimism is a decent listen that is mainly hurt by Dua Lipa trying to recapture something that is simply not there anymore. It's a fine listen, but it's not much more than that. 6 out of 10.